So usually with the B-17s, you do want to approach from the side, and if you're in a B-17, you want to try and immediately get your tail on people. In fact, that's the biggest thing when it comes to defending yourself with bombers, is try and get your tail facing people.
And a pilot crit.
Also, random crits are fair and balanced.
So I'm gonna taking damage when I exit.
Yes, mostly when you exit. When you approach, you're mostly safe. Now, for target, in this case, since I'm trying to go to the mining plant, it's actually best for me to try and turn in and force you to approach me. That way, quickly behind me, and therefore I can start shooting and have you, well, leave for a while.
It kind of surprised me a little bit when you started turning toward me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is where the B-17 is just kind of suffering. You can't shoot people directly below you. But because I've managed to make it to mining plant, just spam spacebar. Unfortunately, these things drop so slowly. Something to be careful about is that when you're bombing, that's when you're most vulnerable because you're busy looking through bombing reticle. But after dropping, immediately go into turret view and try and get anybody who's chasing you. With B-17, well.
Ooh.
God, this thing it's fat. Oh, and you got an engine. Oh, that engine's dead for a full minute now. No. Yeah, another thing is that this is actually very important with B-32, is that if somebody is pursuing you from directly behind or from slightly below, you want to begin pitching up.
Right.
Because that means you will get your top guns on target and therefore more DPS. Also, they're going slower. You usually lengthen the amount of time they're on your turrets. Which means you also take more damage. It is a damage trade. But you don't have to aim. Or, well, I don't have to aim, rather.
You can make a case for me not having to aim either, with how big it is.
True. This thing is pretty fat.
You want to, I don't know if you want to just reset your health or not.
Could try. Could try barely surviving on no health. Now, another thing is that if you see a B-32 on 500 health, if you're a heavy fighter, just kill it.
Yeah.
Like, just gun for it. You're not going to die to it. Or if you do, it's going to go down with you.
Which I almost pretty much did.
Yeah. Did you get double engine crit?
Double engine crit and pilot.
Nice! Quality crits, okay.
So it's just...
Why is my RNG so dumb?
So it's pretty much just... I'm gonna reset my health here, by the way.
Alright.
It's pretty much...
a fairly good idea.
It's pretty much just a guaranteed crit. It's just a matter of what...
Yeah, especially with the American bombers, they will just crit farm you. I believe that because they roll so many ticks of damage due to them being machine guns, and because you have so many machine guns that are firing, they tend to get crits really quickly. Not as fast as the autocannons or the revolving cannons you see at higher tiers, but they rack up crits really, really fast if they're paying attention. So I guess I'll try and head back to Eastern Mining Plant. And I'm approaching from around about the E line.
Alright, and I think for this one I want to come from the top side, like a slashing attack, and try to...
yeah, that's usually pretty good.
Try to minimize the damage I'm going to take when I exit.
Right.
Alright, here I am.
So in this case, it's usually best to try and turn towards your target like you would in a regular fighter. And then try and find ways to extend how people can stay behind you. Now, one of the nice things is American bombers have nose guns, so can kind of peck away at people like that.
Now I kind of gave up my altitude here.
Yeah.
I think I want to get it.
Admittedly, I should be flying at a higher altitude, but, well, mean, if it's one heavy fighter, you can usually take them on in a B-17G for a while. At least for a couple passes. If you're on low health, then...
Oh, right at me, man.
Yeah, in this case, because I finished my run, I can come back around and basically just force you to get behind me. And you're actually being pretty smart is that you don't immediately go for the kill, or you don't immediately turn around. You have to,
Right.
you actually disengage. Because some heavy fighter players do make the mistake of turning around and, oh, I'm missing an engine. Well, that's it.
Yeah, so
That's the B-17.
when I'm attacking, if I was to turn kind of just to go in for the kill, like you mentioned, I'll be taking a lot more hits. So just make one attack, get away. And
Yeah, and with American bombers especially, they're slow enough that you can disengage and come back around without worrying about them just running away.
yeah, you're not going anywhere.
It's not like the Ju-287 EF-131, where if you pull that, they're already gone and they've taken your mining plant.
And you're still getting hit from 1,400 meters out.
Yeah, and you're still getting hit.
So how about this one? I just go straight head on with you.
That's an idea, and that does work, though it can be risky because the bomber can also just kind of suicide into you. In this case, I'm in turret view and I'm trying to dive, and continue the dive since that's the easiest way to get as many guns as possible. He's left, so then it's, start climbing, gaining altitude. Because at this point, I'm kind of worried about future threats. So I want to try and make sure it's a one-on-one engagement with you.
And whenever I'm coming in to attack American bomber like that, it's always best to exit kind of below it. Because I continued the climb, and I basically gave you more time on target there.
Yep. Another problem is that, well, in this case, is that I just turn away. And now you're, again, in this case, you're forced to approach me from the rear, which is not optimal. And that's probably the biggest thing in bomber defense. Just try and get people into your best gunner arcs. Oh, you just crit 2 of my gunners, but wasn't enough because you were on such low health.
2 of your gunners.
Yeah, I think you got my door gunners. Or like the gunners on the side somehow.